Algebra kids, this is Dr. Callahan with Week 10 Friday. Happy last day before spring break, you guys. So go ahead and pause the video, answer the following questions. All right, let's go ahead and create your assignment for today so that way you have that readily available. All right, so this is Week 10 Friday Algebra 1, Semester 2. Your instructions, make sure you guys watch the video in its entirety. Our topic of discussion today is going to be on completing the square and solving by completing the square. Solving by completing the square. All right, make sure you go ahead and upload your assignment by 3 p.m. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. So I would like you guys to go ahead and turn over to your guided notes. Which looks like this right here. On Week 10 Friday. So I'm going to go over 2 examples with you guys, and then you're going to do it on your own for 2 other examples on the right side. So left side is me, right side is you. All right, let's go ahead and get started then. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna have you guys do is we're gonna make some flashcards, okay? So I am going to give you guys an envelope with 17 questions. And actually, since you're doing this at home, it is relatively difficult to do that at home. So maybe we won't be doing that. Just kidding, we won't be doing that. Let's go ahead and get started with your notes for now. All right, so I want you guys to copy this under vocabulary words right there where the arrow is pointing at. So when you're completing the square, remember it's x squared plus bx plus a blank space, and then you have to add that blank space to the left side and the right side of the equal sign. Remember your blank space is always going to be the middle number, which is b, which is that number in front of the x. You're going to divide it by 2 and then square it. Once you do that, remember that you need to go ahead and solve for x, okay? So let's go and take a look at the first example. You're going to copy this one under example 1, which is right here where the arrow is pointing at. So x squared minus 6x minus 16. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take that 16 and you're going to move it over to the right side. Then I'm going to take my middle number, divide it by 2, and I am going to square it. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 times 3 is going to give you a 9. You're going to add that 9 on both sides. So see how I'm adding on the left side and the right side? So then 16 plus 9 is going to give me 25. And this part here, remember it's x squared. So just take the middle number, divide it by 2, which is a negative 6. I'm sorry, negative 6 divided by 2, which is a negative 3. And this is what you have. Then I want to get rid of the square root by square rooting both sides. So the square root and the square cancels. Square root of 25 is plus or minus 5. And the last step is opposite of a negative 3 is a positive 3. So I'm going to add 3 on both sides. But then keep in mind that you have 2 answers, okay? The first answer is x is equal to 3 plus 5. The second answer is 3 minus 5, which is a positive 8 and a negative 2. And that is your answer. So now that I went ahead and gone over the first example, I want you guys to go ahead and take a look at the second example. So you're going to try on the right side. Your question is x squared plus 8x plus 12. Here are your steps. Pause the video and try it on your own. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over it with you guys. Step 1, move the 12. So I'm going to subtract the 12 on both sides, move it over to the right. Then take the 8 divided by 2 and then square it. So 8 divided by 2 is a 4. Squaring it is a 16. So check. You're going to add that new number to both sides. So I'm going to have a plus 16 plus 16. Then I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this part here as x plus 4 squared. And on the right side, negative 12 plus 16 is a 4. Then at this point, you want to get rid of the square root. So I'm going to square root both sides. Then I know that my square root and my square cancels. And the square root of 4 is a plus or minus 2. But then I'm not done yet because I need to go ahead and do opposite of a negative 4, a positive 4, which is a negative 4. And I have 2 answers. First one is x is equal to negative 4 plus 2. Second one is x equals negative 4 minus 2, which is a negative 2 and a negative 6. And those are my 2 answers. All right, let's go back to me going over one more example right there. So take a look at this one here. So first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to move that number over to the right side. All right, give me a second. I'm going to try to get rid of these things here. Okay, that looks much better. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move that 21 over to the right side. So opposite of a positive 21 is a negative 21. And then we'll take the middle number divided by 2. And then I'm going to square it. So 11 times 11 is 121. I'm going to go ahead and add that number on both sides. When I'm done with that, I'm going to rewrite my new equation. So negative 21 plus 121 is 100. Rewrite this part here. You're going to get x plus 11 squared. And then how do you get rid of a square? You're going to square root both sides. So when you do that, your square root and your square cancels. And you have x plus 11 equals plus or minus 10. What's opposite of a plus 11 is a minus 11. And so then you have 2 different answers. You're going to have a negative 11 plus 10, and then you have a negative 11 minus 10. So your first answer is a negative 21, and your second answer is a negative 1. Now that I've gone over those answers with you once, I want you guys to go ahead and try the next one on your own. And here is your next question. And here are your steps. Okay, step number 1, move the 6 over to the right side, so it's a minus 6. Step 2, I'm going to take that middle number divided by 2 and square it. So 5 times 5 is 25. Next, I'm going to rewrite my equation. So I have x minus 5 squared right here. X minus 5 squared is equal to negative 6 plus 25 is a 19. And I want to go ahead and solve for x. I'm going to square root both sides. Square root and the square cancels. And I know that a square root of 16 is a plus or minus 4. Square root of 25 is a plus or minus 5. So I have a square root of 19, which is kind of in between a 16 and a 25, a little bit closer to 16. So I'll probably put 4.3. So I'm going to get a square root of 4.3. And then I'm going to have x minus 5 plus or minus 4.3. Add the 5 on both sides. X equals positive 5 plus 4.3, positive 5 minus 4.3. So my first x is 9.3, and my second x is going to be a 0.7. And those are your two answers. All right, you guys, now that you are done with that, I'm going to have you guys, we are going to go over the following. If I could find it, I know it's here somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and practice a few things with you guys, and you're just going to go ahead and fill in the blank. Okay, so here you have a series of questions. What I want you guys to do is take the middle number, divide it by 2, and then you are going to square it, and I want you to go ahead and put it at the end of these questions, and you're going to go ahead and solve it. So at the end, you're going to tell me what is z equal to, what is k equal to, and there should be 2 answers. What is t equal to, and what is s equal to. So pause the video, go ahead and solve for these questions. Okay. If you are done with that, the next thing that I would like you guys to do I did have something here, but for some reason, I just cannot find it over here. Oh, I found it. Just kidding. All right, so we're going to go over these 3 examples with Nancy, and she is another person who does videos. And so with that said, we're going to solve these by completing the square. What do you notice the differences between examples 1 and 2 and 3? And we're going to go ahead and watch the video from this link. So I'm not going to play the video for you guys to watch, but when you guys do get there, it will look something like this, which is what the video looks like. And this is Nancy. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a shorter link so that way you guys can use this rather than typing the entire thing on there. So give me a second while I paste it here for you guys. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and make this red, and then we'll bold it up so it's a little bit bigger so you can see a little bit better. All right, you guys. So if you just go ahead and type in this red URL, you will be able to go ahead and get to that place to do the video. Or if you feel like you'd rather have a QR code, I can go ahead and give you guys a QR code as well. So with the QR code, you just take your phone, get the camera, and you are basically just going to take your camera and kind of scan the QR code, and then that should take you to the link and to watch the video itself. So here is your QR code. All right, so let's go ahead and give that a try. All right, so you can either do the red link or you could do the QR code. So take your cell phone, go ahead and scan it, and then go ahead and get started with your examples here. All right, you guys, as always, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.